The Bermuda Triangle mystery has been solved. Well, sort of. Some scientists are coming out and they are explaining exactly why the Bermuda Triangle has been blamed for hundreds of missing vessels for years. And they say that it's really due to a cloud and weather phenomenon. So let me explain a little bit more about this. They are called hexagonal clouds and they create terrifying air bombs with 175-mile-per-hour winds. So let me explain a little bit more about this. The Bermuda Triangle is 500,000 square kilometer patch in the North Atlantic Ocean. It has been blamed for the disappearance of at least 75 planes and hundreds of ships. But they now think that it is these oddly shaped clouds that are to blame. Meteorologist Randy Cervini told the Mirror, where we're getting this report from, quote, "They are formed by what are called microbursts, and they're blasts of air that come down out of the bottom of a cloud and then hit the ocean and then create waves that can sometimes be massive in size as they start to interact with each other." So it really does sound like the perfect storm of weather and
Meteorology.
Meteorological. I was going to say meteorological.
Meteorological.
Yes.
Meteorological
phenomena.
Words are difficult to pronounce.
Well, these are weather words, and something I didn't know about myself until we covered this story
you would
was
make a terrible local weather girl.
Yes, that
for multiple reasons.
So many reasons. I also don't think I have the morning sex appeal that you would need. In any case,
now
Hassan.
I don't want to immediately put the hammer and the smackdown down because I do love a good conspiracy theory gets solved by science. However, Snopes and also LifeScience.com immediately discredited this, and I do believe in Snopes. I think if there's one thing
What
I
are
do
they
believe
saying?
in, they're saying, no, honeycomb clouds don't explain the Bermuda Triangle mystery. This just in. Honeycomb clouds don't explain the Bermuda Triangle mystery.
So what are they saying?
The world is not flat. We will talk about that at 5. Okay, the hexagonal clouds over the ocean area known as the Bermuda Triangle is prompting speculation.
Yes.
However, this photo appeared in the Science Channel's What's on Earth series in a recent episode and loosely defined the area. However, similar cloud formations in the North Sea near the UK have been associated with so-called air bombs, and these are powerful downdrafts of air that could overpower and destroy ships and airplanes. But the clouds over the North Sea and the Bahamas may look the same, but they likely have different causes and interact with the ocean below in different ways. At least this is what experts say. So it occurs in different places and has a completely different reaction within the sea.
So it sounds like what you're saying is that hexagonal clouds are not unique to the Bermuda Triangle area. We've seen them in other parts of the world, and they react differently, and they don't have the sort of effect that we have seen in the Bermuda Triangle. So perhaps, even though there is the presence of these clouds, of these weather patterns, we shouldn't necessarily put the blame on that. There isn't necessarily a causality that this is why all these vessels are disappearing, because they have existed in other parts of the world, and obviously everyone's fine.
Yeah, well, and look, I think the ongoing theory up until this point was it was magnetic fields that kind of, like, that point in the planet for some reason interfered, the magnetic fields in the way the Earth works at least, interfered with satellite communication and cut off access, and then maybe, and this is really unlikely that it would happen in 75 different instances, like you said. Maybe the hexagonal clouds also contributed to the satellite comms disappearing and then people just kind of being lost at sea. But yeah, they're a regular occurrence. So they can shape as part of a low pressure system or a cyclone when cold air masses move over warm water, and it's not, that's not conclusively the reason why this happens in the Bermuda Triangle, which I like personally because it keeps the mystery alive.
I know, it's such a mystery. It's kind of crazy that with all the technology we have today that researchers still cannot come to a decision on what is creating all these disappearances. And furthermore, I'm always surprised to hear about there's still vessels passing through here. You know, they're like ships disappear.
Well, it's in between Cuba and Florida, so it's a very heavily trafficked area.
But you'd think that, I'm looking at it, you'd think that, you know, if it were me, I would just take the long way. Like, look at the, I mean,
not when you're escaping an oppressive dictatorship and you're trying to come to America. Will you be like, maybe we'll take the long way, guys? No.
I'm not talking about those situations.
Plus,
I'm talking about
your
commerce.
vessel. Okay, well, that's usually just airplanes that get stuck.
Yes. Terrifying.
Look,
Go the
a lot of
long way.
experts say that most of the reasons can be directly related to human error. Maybe this is a condition that exacerbates the situation, but I wouldn't go ahead and say, well, it's aliens, just like the other conspiracy theorists believe that it's aliens that kind of reside in that area for some weird fucking reason, and I don't believe that it's just hexagonal clouds.
Because it might be, you know, why the aliens might do it is because of the hexagonal, I hate these words today. Because of these hexagonal clouds, it's really confusing for all of our technology and for all our radio waves, and so the aliens are like, this is the best spot to hunt for humans because they can't really, it's hard for them to trace us because of all these weather patterns. Let's go fucking nuts and abduct people.
It still goes back
You
to
can't
that
say that that's
same
not what happens.
weirdly narcissistic theory that aliens that are so technologically advanced that they could come to Earth from billions of light years away will then be focused on this most micro aspect of capturing
Taking people.
12 fucking humanoids
Taking them.
and taking them and then putting things in their butts.
But you can't, okay, I never said that. You
No,
said that. That's a weird
probing
thing.
is like the most common alien experiment. I wonder why. Again, another very human concept.
Well, guys, we want to hear from you in the comments section below. What do you think is happening in the Bermuda Triangle? Do you think we'll ever get to the bottom of this mystery? Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. What?
It's almost like a double entendre.
What?
Do we think we'll get to the bottom of this mystery, like the bottom of the Bermuda Triangle? Where all the ships are.
What? Don't forget to
Never mind.
subscribe to this channel, and we'll see you next time on Pop Trigger.